going on? It's your boy Dantana24, Future Soldiers YouTube channel. I had a request from a Netduma Army player that basically requested to do a tutorial on the new 1.36 version of the firmware of the Netduma that just had recently came out not too long ago. But I am going to change it up a little bit. Basically, if you look at my previous video, it has everything in there: how to properly set up your speed test, upload, download speed, as well as Geo Filter, how to set your Geo Filter. The only thing that's basically has changed, they have added a profile, basically where you don't have to basically manually set up your Netduma if you was getting into a match. And they also added what is called a temporary server ban. Basically what that does is, if you see a server that's basically have a bad ping or whatever the case may be, you can basically ban it temporarily, and then you can flush it back out and use it again once you feel like it's good to go. Also, they added the upload feature and the download feature for the congestion control, and the upload and download cap is just the same. So if you need any tutorial on the previous how to basically manually set it up, I recommend that you go to my previous video. It basically explains it from detail. And also, Netduma R1 has just recently made a video on the network myth. I'm sorry, I'm getting tongue twisted, but network myths, why speed test is irrelevant to gaming, and you're gonna see a very good explanation why speedtest.net is very irrelevant, and they basically barneyfied it to the T, you know. So they did a very great job of explaining how to properly get the best optimal gameplay that you possibly can, and the do's and the don'ts of basically setting up your stuff. So I will leave that link below, like I said before, and so you can check that video out. Like I said before, I will be going over just the congestion controls. I do one quick tutorial on what I set my stuff up to and how I find the best ping necessary to get in a good lobby. Now I'm gonna tell you some factors in this. Now you're gonna still have a lot of people that's lagging, and it's nothing that you could do about other people lagging, but as far as yourself, you won't have any lagging issues. Like I said before, you will have just people that last. I don't know what the situation is. I don't know if it's something with the server in that matter, but as far as yourself, you can basically have the best experience possible in playing. So like I said before, I hope y'all guys enjoyed this video that I'm doing, and please leave a comment if you have any questions or anything. I will do my best to get back with you. It's your boy Dantana24, Future Soldier YouTube channel, and I'm out. Hey, I'm back, and I am in the internet diagnostic section where you do your ping diagnostic for online game service. I'm sure I've already showed you this before in the previous video version, but usually when I do my tests, my actual to see where my ping is, I run this diagnostic. It's a very good tool that Netduma put into their software. And as you can see, it says running a ping test will disable your internet temporarily. Do you want to proceed? And you say yes. And as you can see right here in your network internet asset, it's going to go out for a minute. And the reason why it's doing that is because it's cutting off every other device that is using the internet. And it is basically just focusing on what your ping will be based off of. So let's just give it a minute to do what it do. Still running. It all depends on what's going on. Basically, it has to cut off every device that is using the internet. So, and I do have a wife and 3 children here, so they're probably using it. So it might take a little bit longer. There we go. As you can see, the internet just went out. It basically temporarily disabled it. So now it's doing this test, and it should pop up very shortly. Okay, as you can see right here, the ping is good. The jitters exceptional, the spikes exceptional, and packets no loss. All right, now let's go into the show details area. And as you can see, these are my pings right here. 29 millisecond, 29 millisecond, 30 millisecond, 29 millisecond. So that's good. That's a good ping. That's what you're actually looking for to see basically what your ping is. And like I said before, I will put the link below in my previous commentary before when I on my intro of the myth about speed test doesn't matter. And you will see I mean, they actually did a very exceptional job in basically explaining that. So, but as you can see right here, my trace is, I don't go into details on here. Basically what I'm looking for, the meats and potatoes, and my packet loss is 0 and my millisecond. So pretty much I'm averaging a 29 millisecond ping, which is a good thing for online gameplay. All right, let's go into congestion control. All right, for my low bandwidth players, preemptive. Now, if you have high bandwidth, when I mean by high bandwidth, 50 megabytes download and above, and a upload speed of 1 and above, you want to go to reactive. All right. The reason why you're using preemptive is, and let's go to it. Here you control your bandwidth consumption so as to avoid lag. Use the sliders to adjust your download and upload speed. You can also choose which algorithm to apply depending on your connection type. All right, let's go for more information. All right. Let's see where it says algorithm. I'm looking for it right here. There are 2 algorithms for throttling the bandwidth. We prefer the preemptive one since it stops all spikes. However, it does use a lot of the router's resources. If you have fiber optic connection, 100 megabytes per second or above, you may need to use the reactive algorithm. We are currently working at optimizing the preemptive algorithm for fiber optic connections. Okay, so that's why you will use the reactive if you have 100 megabytes per second and above. All right, so I apologize. It's not 50 megabytes per second. It's actually 100 megabytes per second. So as you know, I'm learning this too. I'm not a genius in using this router, but I'm learning as I go. And as you can see, all right, let's reset this distribution right here. I resetted it. All right, you go right here. You want to keep your share access ticked. Now, I know in my previous video before, if you look at my description, I basically said anything 5 megabytes download and above, I recommend this router. Anything below that, I do not recommend this router. And it's nothing personal. I just don't want you to get a product and then you be upset with it and you start to do a rant about this router doesn't work, because this router is specified for 5 megabytes and above. I do not recommend if you have 3 megabytes. You can get the router, but as far as getting the bandwidth, you got to look at it. And the link that I'm gonna leave you below, it basically explains it. What Netduma team did, they basically explained in detail about the distance, the ping, the home distance, and all that. And I really can't go into detail about it because they actually did a better job than what I did. But it basically explains the meaning and the true meaning of what your true ping is. And they did a very great job in doing that. So basically, anytime I'm finna get ready and play a, let's just say Call of Duty, whatever the case may be, I always set, this is what I use. I always do 50% of my bandwidth for download and upload. I always do that. And I always, once you do that, you basically update your distribution. So after that, it's set. Now, as far as the anti-flood, you want to set it to 70%. 70%. All right. That means that you're basically going to just take 70% of that bandwidth, because you want to leave enough bandwidth for your family. And as you can see, I got all my family members, even my son, he plays Nintendo Wii U. So, and my daughter, she loves to watch Netflix. So that's going to give you the best optimal ping, because if you do not set it like this, in the video that the link that I show you above below, it's going to show you that you're going to see the ping spike. And what that's called is queuing. Anytime you have other people that's using the bandwidth or anything, that's called queuing, and they will basically make your ping suck, and then you will really be mad and you'll rage quit on Call of Duty. So, all right, hyper traffic. Critically low latency traffic like gaming can bypass all network queues. So in other words, just like I told you about the queues, is people that's basically using up all the bandwidth, as so to speak. What this does right here, you set what you want to have priority, sort of like a QoS in the so to speak on a router in a way. When you think about it, it's basically is a QoS, because on the QoS quality of service, you basically all you're doing is you're setting up the priority, what you want to be first and getting all the bandwidth. So basically, just say for a second, I have my PlayStation Network right here. So I put that as first priority in getting bandwidth. So whenever I get in the match, I won't lag at all. So they did a very good job. And to be honest, with the 1.35 version, you still wouldn't lag because they had already had it in the system to do it. So basically, all this is just a as you say, whipped cream to the cake, you know. So you can pretty much know once you set this setting, you won't have any lag. Now, like I said before, that doesn't mean that other players won't lag. Okay, I'm gonna say it one more time. It doesn't mean that other players won't lag. You still will have other players that tend to lag. I don't know what it is, but I don't know the conclusion of that. I don't know if they're on Wi-Fi. I don't know if they're on 3G, 4G connection. I don't know, but you won't lag, and that's the good thing about this. All right, let's go to host filtering. All right, that's host filtering. As you can see, I've already explained this in my previous video, but basically what you would do is, all right, I'll tell you what. I'm going to find a match. Actually, I'm not going to find a match. I'm going to just basically make the servers pop up, and I just want you to see something. And I'm gonna basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna extend all my my range of my radius, so I can basically pick up a lot other servers. Okay, 5,000 is just enough. Let's minimize this. Okay, alrighty. So we got to minimize. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to basically find the best server possible to play with. Just give me 1 minute, guys. And I hope that this video is helping you a lot. I mean, like I said, I'm not no genius in this, but I am learning how to use this router. If I invested $200 in this, you best believe I'm finna learn how to work this thing. All right, so we go here. Let me get online real quick, and you're gonna see a lot of bubbles begin to populate. So just give me 1 minute. Bring it up a little bit so y'all can actually see what I'm talking about. Okay, bam. Alrighty, I'm gonna take this down some. Okay. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy Dantana24. I'm back. I apologize. I had some issues with my capture card, but as you can see, y'all know what this site is. This is the Geo Filter, like I said before. Basically, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you basically how to find the best server to connect to and how to set your home address like that. And you probably already know this, but like I said before, this was a request from a Netduma, a brand new Netduma army brother that's trying to get the best gameplay possible. So hopefully this helps him out. So right now I'm actually loading up my game on PlayStation 4, and I'm about to start getting the service. You should see a lot of server start popping up. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna stay in the United States area, because technically anything over in the UK area and all that stuff, basically you're not going to want to play over there. Usually I run around about like 200 millisecond ping over there. So let's just stay away from over there right now. Nothing personal. As you can see, everything's starting to load up. You see the dots, and I'll give you an example real quick. I'll just show you real fast. 144 millisecond ping. So even though it's basically optimal, you can technically play on it. You'll be on a 3-bar connection, but I don't want to go over there. I want to stick in the United States area, nothing personal, and I want the best optimal gameplay possible that I can get. So all right, let's make this big. All right, so basically I'm gonna say this in a nutshell to make it as fast as possible. Okay, all right, I'm gonna go right here. All right, bam. Okay, so let's just say I wanted to connect to this. I've just clicked on this server right here, this host. All right, so I go here. I'm finna ping him and see what's his ping before I actually do that. He is running at a 55, basically 52, about a 52.1 millisecond ping. So that's good. So let's say I want to basically just connect to that person right there. So what I will do is I will minimize my area. I will click on him and I want to put him as good in my host of scripture, and in my deny and allow list I want to put him at a 95% so I can basically connect to him. So what it's doing now is updating the information. It's telling the Netduma, hey, he wants to connect to this guy anytime he's on the gameplay. All right, so let's go to the California area right quick, and I'll show you an example of that real fast if I can basically get on there. Okay, bam. Okay, let's go to the California area. Finna ping that guy right there. See what his ping is. So basically he's at a 58, about a 60 millisecond ping average. So I want to do the same thing to him. I want to connect to him anytime I want to, and let's just say I wanted to play in the California area. Basically what I would do is, I'll show you real quick. Give me 1 minute. So basically that's a server because it has a temp ban. Anytime you see the temp ban, that means the server. All right, let's go to, and like I said, guys, I'm new to this. I'm learning this as I go too, so I'm not no genius in this. I'm learning as I go. So basically everything, every green mark that you see is a server, and I apologize. I'm just realizing this myself. So everything that you see is basically servers. So let's just say I want to not connect to that person right there in California, right? I just clicked on that. I don't want to connect to that person. So I go, well, it's off now. But so basically all you do is you'll go temp ban and it will give you a warning. Careful. Temporary banning a server can boot you off out of the game of your current game. Are you sure you want to carry on? So you would say yes. Okay. Now let's say if you just decide, man, hey, I'm tired. I was rage quitting. I was just frustrated. I think I want to play back in there in that server. So basically what you would do right here is flush it out. This right here, this little refresh marker, basically flush out your temporary bans. So that means that you can get back on there. I just wanted to show y'all guys this real fast, and hopefully it can help you in the process of finding a good server to play on. Now, like I said before in my previous, when I was talking about the internet dynasty, it's not going to stop. I'm sorry, guys. It's not going to stop other players from lagging. It's just not. So it's nothing you can do about that. You got players on 5G, Verizon, FiO. I mean, not FiOS. That's fiber optic, but you got people on 3G, 4G connection trying to play Call of Duty, and they wondering why they lagging. I mean, duh, it wasn't made for that. So, but anyway, all right, I'm gonna show you one more thing, and then I'm gonna get off of here. All right, right here is your profiles. Basically, with your profiles, quickly load your favorite settings and share it with friends. Basically what this does in a nutshell, you can pretty much have all your profile. You do not necessarily have to manually set your stuff up. Me personally, when I get ready to get in a quick match and I don't feel like having to set this up, I go to Call of Duty Ultimate, which is the best. And it said this profile will optimize the router for finding games with extremely good connection on Call of Duty. It may take a little longer, but basically you will find a good connection to connect to. So I highly recommend using this profile. Me personally, you can play with and create your own personal profile. Me personally, I don't want to. I don't have that type of time, but you can basically do some more research on that and find that information out. But I hope y'all guys enjoy this gameplay. I just wanted to show this to you. Oh, one more thing. I'm sorry, guys. Right here, you can import and export your stuff. Now I think you have to have the 1.36 version in order to do this for your buddy. You probably can email it to him, and you probably have a description. Now, hey, by the way, if y'all do have something that's basically good for me, feel free to send me the export, and I will export it into my import it into my file. So, but I just wanted to share this with y'all guys. It's something that a subscriber basically asked me to do. And like I said before, technically the previous video explains everything, how to properly do it the manual way. And I did a lot of explanation in that. But basically, like I said before, I will leave the link below of what Netduma R1. They just sent out a video, like I said before, on the myth. And they basically broke it down to the T, and they can pretty much give you a bigger hand in what's going on, and maybe they can help you find the best optimal gameplay. This is your boy Dantana24, Future Soldiers YouTube channel, and I hope, like I said before, this helped y'all guys out tremendously. I'll talk to y'all guys later, and y'all have a good night. Peace.